They see you. I see you.
Happy
Okay, fixed.
Halloween!
Woo! We did it! I'm so
Alright,
sorry. It's scuffed, but we fixed
let's
the issue.
go.
Let's go! Alright. Sorry for this, guys. We are ready. Without further ado, I would say hello, casual speedrun. Explain yourself. Tell everyone how good you are. And then we can
Oh
start.
boy. Well, happy Halloween. Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, hello. My name is Casual Speedrun. I'm here to showcase one of my favorite runs of all time, Siren Any Percent. Actually, because of your generous donations, we have upgraded the run to Turbo Percent. So you guys are going to see me doing some pretty interesting movement. As the name suggests, it requires the use of a turbo controller. So we'll actually be doing this run on emulator, but it won't really make any difference as far as gameplay goes. Just this skip right here that you're seeing on the screen will be more consistent, but that's pretty much it. Siren is a game that kind of flies under the radar of most, but it's definitely one worth checking out if you're really into horror games, especially that which borders on the obscure and you know, if you enjoy like lots of lore and hard to follow story, then you'll really like Siren. So without any other further explanation, I think we're ready to just start. I'll count down until time starts. Time's going to start when we select new game from the main menu, and then I'll call out time ending when we get there in about an hour. All right. If we're ready, time's going to start for us in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Now, the first
Good
thing to
luck!
note, thank you. First thing to note is you'll see here there's an organization to how all the levels are structured. There's this big kind of web of all of the different levels and all of the different characters organized in like a plot. We're going to start with the turbo movement right off the bat. There you go. So you're going to see lots of zooming like that in this category. This category has basically just been invented. The movement was discovered a long time ago, but it hasn't been replicated until now. It turns out the trick is you have to set the turbo on your emulator or on your controller. If you can get a controller that can change its turbo speed, you need to set it to exactly once every other frame to activate the L1 button. L1 makes you strafe left, strafe right, but in this case it actually just makes you fly so fast that the camera can't even follow you, to very humorous effect, as you'll see later on in the run. There will actually be parts where I'm flying so fast that the camera just is like desperately trying to keep up, but it can't. Some of the levels are actually faster to do as normal, like this one right here, the second tutorial level where we're introduced to the first, or the major, I guess I would say, the major unique component of gameplay in Siren, which is the sight jack mechanic, which you'll see right here. The ability to see through the eyes of others, like our escortee NPC here, Hisako. Like that. She's currently explaining what's going on in the world. Of course, we play the game in Japanese. It's very slightly faster. It's also a little bit easier, I find, because you can, when you activate commands, you need to hit the triangle button, and triangle to circle, which is the action button in Japanese games, is a little faster than triangle to X. So that's why I usually prefer playing on this version. So we're using the sight jack mechanic here, both in intended ways in the run and right here on this level in an unintended way. So you'll actually, if you fail to use the sight jack at just the right times like we do in the speed run, you're actually going to see text appear at the bottom of the screen, and we don't like that because who wants to mash through text when we can simply go fast, right? You'll actually lose like maybe 10 or 11 seconds. Here's another one. Normally, again, you'd have to mash through like 3 different lines of text just there as the game explains to you how to do things. Thanks, we've played the game already before, actually, so we don't need to be taught how to do things again. So we're actually just going to use the sight jack to skip all of those texts. And there's a lot of that in this game. It's basically a glitchless run until you get to the turbo movement, right? That's very clearly not supposed to happen. But for the most part, Siren Any Percent is just a glitchless run, but there is a lot of movement tech. There's a lot of really specific strats and skips that you, for the most part, would never intuit as a casual player. It's definitely taken years and years of speedrunners just like throwing things against the wall and seeing what sticks, basically. This game is notorious for its difficulty as well, so you'll kind of, hopefully you won't see too much of that coming through in this run. We're going to be playing it safe in some of the parts because really this is a run where every little thing can make your run completely fall apart. Okay, we need to pull her up, so we're going to sight jack there so that the game doesn't have to teach us how to pull people up. We already know. We're good. No thank you. You don't need to show me any text. And then one more here so that we get pushed out of the level early instead of having to follow her out. If you try to go out early, the game will actually say you can't leave without Hisako. Or I think it actually says in English, and leave Hisako behind, ... So yeah, about half of the levels are faster to actually do just the normal movement, but then yeah, the other half are definitely faster to just skip everything by crouch zooming, and you'll see more of that in a few levels from now. So we're going to trivialize what is probably the hardest level for casual players when they're first starting out in the early game. This level is really, really tedious normally when you're casually playing it, but if you time calling your escortee behind us, Hisako, our escort mission NPC, if you time calling her just right, you can actually just run straight through the level, because you can tank, almost always your player character can tank a bullet, but then any other damage will kill you, whereas your escortee cannot take any bullets, it'll kill them. So we want to time it so that that sniper shoots us in the face and then is just barely not able to shoot the gal behind us. Now this level you're going to see some turbo movement again. This is just a level where you run straight through anyway. So we're going to just turbo through it real quick. Like this. Like that. And we basically just skip the entire level right there. Just like you do normally in any percent, you will run straight through, but you can't really run straight up the street like that. You have to kind of run into this alleyway so that the gun guy back there doesn't shoot you. But of course, that was much faster, just running straight up or not even running, right? It's crouch zooming straight up the street, just flying through the level instead of just running. This level, we've got another escort mission, so it would actually be slower for us to do the crouch zoom, so we'll be doing it normally. This right here is basically the mother of all escort missions. You've never seen one like this. Eat your heart out, Ashley Graham, because here comes Miyako Kajiro, and she is absolutely just the best. Let's say that. She's the best. We love Miyako up in this house. We stan Miyako, yeah, Super knows what I'm talking about. We stan Miyako in this house. We're Miyako fans. We have all of her albums. So Miyako is blind. That is what makes this so challenging, is that you have to just barely stay within her periphery of... I'm not sure what to call it exactly. She's using the sight jack mechanic to see through your eyes. That's how she's able to follow you. Right, even though you're running. So you want to time it so that you don't outpace her, but you're trying to be as fast as possible. It's a really delicate balance. This level is definitely a level in the speedrun that separates like master runners, like top runners from and anyone else who runs the game, which itself is, I mean, it's a really hard game. So props to anyone who learns and runs this game, because it's really hard. I speedrun like 30 different games, and this is probably the hardest one. But yeah, this is the type of level where you'll feel like you did everything right, and then you'll see your splits at the end of the level and be like, oh cool, I lost 25 seconds. Or maybe not that much, but yeah, like 20 seconds, 15 seconds. Totally reasonable amount of time to lose here, just because Miyako. Come on, Miyako. Come on. Okay, she's good. So we can skip fighting the guy here. That's good. If you get a good Miyako in the first part before we destroyed that gate, you can actually skip fighting the guy and the lady here, which is normally the first combat of the run, but we're able to skip them just fine. So we're going to kind of stutter step here. There we go, so that we can skip the lady. Ah, Miyako! Okay. Alright, we can hear her behind us, so she's following actually at a really good pace right now. Miyako? Okay. Yeah, we're listening for her footsteps. This level is definitely the hardest, I think, in the whole run to commentate when you're just doing it at the same time, right? Because you really have to pay attention and listen to Miyako's footsteps so that you can judge what she's doing, because it's not always consistent. She's not always going to follow you at the same rate, even if you kind of do the same action, the same movement, the same path, etc. She may or may not follow you at the same rate, so we'll be doing most of this level as normal as well. Until the very end, we're going to just scoot past everything. But for the sake of safety, I'm going to do most of this level as normal. We wait 4 seconds there because this game this level rather has the most cruel level design I've ever seen. It's designed so that if you just take off running outside of this tunnel right away, you'll actually get shot by a sniper who we can't see here, but you'll see the sight jack portrait of him in just a second as he spots us in about 10 seconds. So this guy yelled instead of hitting us, and I'll explain that in just a second. Basically what happened is that he saw us, and we were out of range after he took 5 full steps, so as a result, he decides to just yell because he can't reach us. Okay, so we saw that sniper behind us is shooting. We're going to bait a shot from this sniper. There we go. Sight jack real quick. We don't actually even have to do that. That's just to time it so that once we come around this corner, he's always facing the wall. The shooting in this game is, well, the rifle aiming in this game is like notoriously bad. I'm a hardcore, die-hard Siren fan, but that's one thing I will say is just objectively bad in this game, is the rifle aiming. I like it, personally, but I fully appreciate how bad it is. Oh, that's right, Shimura can't really... This guy and the little girl who we play as can't really do the turbo movement. I'm not sure what's up with that. Children and old people, I guess, just can't handle it. This is for everybody else only, unfortunately. But it's okay, we're able to just walk right out of this level now. And move on to yet another escort mission. There's a lot of those in the early game. But it's no big deal. We're just going to tank a shot in the forehead once again and get on through. There's a lot of that in this game, too. There's a lot of intentional damage. Actually, hopefully, most of the time you see me getting damaged, most of the time it's going to be intentional. Like right here, you're gonna see me get shot in just a little bit. First, we're going to bait 4 shots. Every enemy rifle in the game has 5 round capacity. So we're going to let him shoot 4 times. I hope my 3rd grade math teacher is watching. See, I can count to 5. I can count to 5. I say 3rd grade. It's more like... never mind. Alright, so we're waiting here. Okay, there we go. We've got our escortee behind us. We want to just stutter step here so she follows us. Good. We tank a shot because we can't. We can. Our escortee cannot. And we're going to pull her up. And that's the end of this level. Oh no, we got separated. Darn. Thankfully, in the new route, we don't actually have to ever play as her, Tomoko, the girl in the red jumpsuit. We used to have to do those levels, both of them, both missions, which you'll see what I'm talking about in just a second. In 2 levels from now, we'll actually be doing a mission 2 on a level. We'll be going back to the same place at the same time as the same character, but doing a second mission set where we have to find a veil, the Hisako's veil from the beginning of the game, instead of just escaping. Also, hello to everybody in chat. What's up, Art, Blast, Super? I appreciate everybody turning up and checking out the run. So we're going to do a little turbo movement right here, actually. Let me see if I can get off of there. There we go. This level's pretty risky, so we're going to try to make it across first try here. There we go. Looks good. All right. I'm actually going to go for it. So we got a checkpoint there. Normally we do a checkpoint abuse to get our weapon. I'm going to try to skip this guy. Yes, okay, we got it. Nice. So that's what I meant when I said that we literally fly faster than the camera can even follow. I know that must have been kind of probably hard to follow as a viewer. Basically what we just did is skip the entire level by hee zoom go fast. We just kind of ignore all the enemies on this level instead of doing what is actually a really cool strat. This one, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna try it. This one's really risky, to be honest. I'm gonna bait one shot real quick and then. No, I backed up too slowly. That's okay. I'm just gonna do this level as normal. This one is tough because there's a lot of distance between the gate and the sniper. Again, this category is like completely still experimental. So I'm just gonna do this one as normal. I guess I can do the zoom past him at the end. Hold on, let me. Okay. 3. This time we're baiting all 5 because we cannot tank a shot here. I'm just going to go past him as normal. This is called shout pushing. We use the shout mechanic in the game because it raises your arm up, and when you do that, it actually increases the size of your hitbox just a little bit. So if an enemy is not directly in front of you, but in front, like at a 45-degree angle, right, like halfway between, splitting the difference between directly in front and directly to one of your sides, so just like a perfect diagonal, you'll actually push them out of the way a little bit. And right there, it's really useful. So you'll see some turbo movement again here. Whee! Who doesn't love this, man? Okay, we got shot there by Pistol Poo Poo Head. Actually, his name is Pistol Shithead. Cronius gave him that name, and yeah, shout out Cronius because that's a really good name. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's definitely accurate. Oh my, we flew. Okay. See, that's what I mean, is it's actually really hard to control the turbo movement. It is faster, but it's so hard to control. Alright, give him one of these, bust it down. And that's the end of that level. Now we've got yet another escort mission. Again, there are a ton of these in the early game, but we're just about done with those for the most part now. There's only going to be a few left after this. Until the very end of the game. So right here we've got kind of a risky level, but we're just gonna... Well, I mean, it used to be a lot more risky than it is now. The new strat is honestly... I find it easier, personally. I know that that's not a universal opinion, but I actually find it a lot easier to do. This right here, we're going to time our run just so that this guy will hopefully shoot the post to my right. Yep, there we go. Let him look at us so he doesn't shoot our escortee. We're the blue cross. Our escortee will always be the green cross there. So we can take off running now. We're going to have her hide in here. So I'm going to show you guys actually this cutscene when it plays, just so you can see how this game works. Basically, you're running through all these same territories that other characters have been through or will go through later. And you have your characters, like your player or your escortee, do stuff like this. Like, look, she's unblocking that door. And then that tool itself will later be used as well. So we're going to call her and yell so that old pal right here... Can you look at me, friend? Thank you. We want him to aim at us. Again, keeping with the theme. We don't want him to shoot her. If anything, we want him to shoot us, if shooting anyone at all. However, we can get away with not being shot at all, so we're good with that. Definitely get through. No biggie. Alright, we are once again playing as Rifle Grandpa with the extremely obnoxious rifle controls of Siren. I am again running this on emulator because of turbo %, and so we're using a DualShock 4. Not my favorite controller. That's actually the reason I run the game on PS2 now, besides my PS3 being dead. I actually prefer, like, PS2 analog stick is goated for this game. Okay, that's our timing. Again, we wait 4 seconds so that the sniper does not just blast us. But yeah, DualShock 4 controller analog stick makes it really hard to aim the rifle. Really anything except for the 2. Even the 2, just the way it's designed in general, the aiming mechanic is really obnoxious and kind of weird. It's not as simple as like most rifles or scopes in games, right? You would just move it in the direction you want it to go. But in this one, it has like a rubber band effect where it snaps back to center like that. You see what I mean? Okay, so we wait for that guy to see us, take a shot at us. We're going to bait a shot here as well. Okay. And you saw me kind of cancel the animation of putting the rifle back on my shoulder. I'll show it here, even though it's actually a little slower, like that. See, you use the shout for all kinds of things in this game. Normally, you have to put the rifle back on your shoulder, and it takes a full second for him to put that there. So if it actually saves real time, but especially it saves IGT, which is how runs are ranked. Since the triangle menu, this does not count towards your IGT. It's actually faster for you to raise that rifle, except right there after we shot the sniper just now. That's actually slower to do it. I just wanted to do it for demonstrative purposes. Hopefully we don't get hit. Nice. Shovelmeister missed, and so we're good to just run on through. Actually, if he hits you, you can still just go. It's only if he grabs you that you'll probably want to shoot the sniper, because that gives the sniper extra time to get up back there. We're just going to full send right here. Stop for stamina. He's going to cough. That's how you know that your character needs stamina. All the different characters have their own stamina, lack of stamina noises and animation, and then their own animation and sound when they are regenning their stamina. Oh, nice bonk. So the old guy here, a rifle grandpa, he just coughs when he regens his stamina. And everybody basically just starts like breathing heavily, and that's how you know that they're out of stamina. Although mentally, as speedrunners, we kind of know to expect when that's going to be. You know, just from playing the game, we know when we're likely to run out of stamina, unless something goes wrong and something kind of like interferes with our normal path, in which case we kind of have to adapt on the fly. There is a lot of that in this run as well, just reacting on the fly. Things are not always 100% consistent in this game. I don't know. Maybe Super can corroborate what I'm saying. That might be understatement of the year. Not 100% consistent. Yeah, okay. It's not. It's not 100% consistent. There's nothing 100% about this game except for 100% awesome. All right, we're gonna do crouch zoom movement the entire way here. It's really risky, but I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go full send. I don't think I'm even gonna activate the Siren. I don't know if you've seen this, Super, but you can actually just get through this level without activating the Siren if you're using the turbo movement. It's freaking cool. But yeah, she drives a little to the... Yeah, drives. So I call it drive, but yeah, the different characters all kind of have their own... Okay, there we go. I'm just going to do this like normal, this part, because it's really easy to mess up. But yeah, the characters all kind of drive differently. She drives way off to the side. There we go. That's a good angle. We should be able to escape the entire tunnel that way. You know what? I'm already at the door. Let's do the Siren, because it's just because of marathon setting, honestly. But you know what? Whee! Okay, grab me. Oh, the shovel smackdown. Okay, we're good. Yeah, she drives way off to the side. The twin characters, the doctor and the priest, who is basically Japanese Harry Potter, we're basically just alternating between left and right here, by the way, to keep going. Like, the camera can literally not even follow me. That's how fast you're going. Pretty cool, right? But yeah, the priest and the twin drive pretty straight. So does Kyoya Suda, the high school kid who we played as in the very first 2 missions. Timon Takeuchi kind of drives to the side a little bit, but not as much as the gal we were just playing as. This guy right here is my favorite character, the folklorist. If you ever find yourself trapped in a Japanese horror game, always seek out the folklorist. They will know what to do. Always, always, always. That's how you know a good Japanese horror game as well. There has to be a folklorist. Someone has to be studying what's going on here. Although folklorist here has a Glock device, so we're going to be putting that to use right here. We're going to try to get the magic bullet. Magic bullet, please. Nice magic bullet. Let's go. Okay, we sight jack what's called the brain. Some of the Shibita, which is the name of the enemies in the game, some of them have, well, they all have brains, I think, but some of them are called the brain, and they're like in control of all of the different Shibito on the level, and so when you kill them, all the rest die. We'll be putting that to use later as well. Alright, we're going to reload. This level has really tight ammo. You basically only have enough shots that you can... Oh, she's taking forever. What happened? She got stuck somewhere. But yeah, the ammo is really tight here. It used to be tighter. You used to have to get the magic bullet, the one-shot kill on the very first guy who we shot. You used to have to get the one-shot sneak attack there, which we call the magic bullet. Now you don't have to, but if you get that magic bullet, I'm gonna let it just rest here a second so that we get the cutscene, because otherwise the lady here, the brain, can just take off running. See how this shrine to my left is open? That's because of the route we took. The old I have 1 bullet left, by the way. The old any % route, we used to have to use that extra bullet on that shrine, on the lock on that shrine. So if you missed a shot, or not even missed a shot, if you didn't kill the first guy with 1 bullet, which it usually takes 2, but a sneak attack is 1, if you didn't get that sneak attack, you would actually have to stop in the police car halfway through the level to get ammo, which really sucks. But we didn't. We got the magic bullet, and also, again, with the new any % route, we don't need to worry about any of that. So we're good. Alright, we're just going to go ahead and run straight across this bridge. Rifleman's going to shoot us, but that's okay. Here's our rebuttal. We're going to let this branch poke through our chest and kind of just line ourselves up here. There we go. That setup, there's a faster setup right there at the corner of the bridge, but it's really like crazy inconsistent, so I don't ever even go for it. 90% of the time you're better off just doing the branch setup, just because that is like 100% consistent. You're pretty much always going to get it within your first 2 shots, maybe 3rd shot, but I'll almost always get it first shot. I did take a little extra like second or 2 setting it up just then, but that's again just to make sure that we actually get it right. So I'm not sitting there like blasting away. Anyway, now we've got another escort mission here. Very unique one in that we don't actually have to do the escort mission in any %. In 100% we do, and that's its own complicated mess. But in any %, we actually get to just leave the little girl behind. Say hi, Harumi. Okay. Oh, there we go. She sniffled. Okay. Harumi back there can basically make us very happy or very sad, depending on where she decides to hide in the second half of the level. This is the major RNG event of the game. There are 2 of them. We come back here for mission 2 as well. Stamina. Okay. There we go. Alright, now we can turbo the rest of this level after we get into the gymnasium. Actually, let's retry. Yeah, I forgot. We don't turbo in this hallway, so we're going to retry right there. And the reason we do that is because we got shot, and also because the guy, the Senor Glockman out here, is actually reloading. We don't want him to reload. We want him to shoot us in the face right here. Intentional damage once again. We want him to he doesn't have to hit us, but he needs to shoot. Thank you. Getting shot is also a little bit faster. It knocks you off the door instead of having to wait for you to like finish the door opening animation. She drives pretty far off to the side, so it's kind of hard to turbo as the teacher. There we go. No big deal. We kind of just went through the wall there. Don't worry about it. She's good. She just had too much jungle juice at the function. Kick the basketball for good luck for a toilet. We want the toilet. Everybody give me your best toilet story in the Twitch chat. Followed by a toilet emote. Happy Halloween. Spooky toilet? Okay, that's enough. Anyway, what's going on here is now Harumi, because we've killed the principal of the school, Harumi, the little girl, is now hiding in one of 2 locations. Hopefully she's here in the toilet. No, it looks like the Shibito is in the toilet. The hall monitor is in the toilet. That means that we can with certainty say, cool, Harumi is upstairs in the library like a nerd instead of in the toilet like a cool kid. Yeah, Takato is really hard to drive. The teacher is kind of hard to drive just because she drives way off to the side. But we can still turbo as her a little bit. Okay, there we go. Hi. Alright, let's go. So we can't turbo on our way downstairs because it is an escort mission now, officially. We actually have to wait for the little girl. I actually was on a monster PB pace the other day, and then Harumi just murdered. Well, first of all, she hid in the library, which itself loses solid time. But then on top of that, she actually... oh, nice noises. She actually got stuck upstairs. I didn't turbo movement or anything. I was just doing any % runs. Out of the way, kid! But yeah, she decided to just get stuck upstairs, and that killed my run. So yeah, we just play it nice and safe there. No turbo, nothing. We just wait for her to come on down. And then we escape together. All right. Now we've got one more normal level until we get to the sequence break in the game. This is not really RNG how the Tabori skip the sequence break works. It's not RNG. I think. We're not 100% sure what actually causes it to work. Yeah, he drives pretty straight, so we can just zoom. Oh, no, don't climb up there. I'm mashing the circle button. Open the door. Okay, there we go. So we're just going to smash this piggy bank, and this guy gets really mad and kind of comes out to Glock us because we just smashed his life savings all over the floor. Yeah, he's mad. This is the police officer from the very first mission as well. Hopefully we can get a... Oh, we have to one extra time. That's okay. All right, grab the ID on the table. Actually, to my left on the wall is the my favorite archive item in the game, the noodle recipe. Bomb recipe, by the way, if you've ever played this game. Highly recommend making the noodles. They're actually really good. It introduced me to the concept of putting fruit and fruit jam inside of noodles. It works. It works. It's actually really good. I put a little Thai chili paste in there as well. It's really good. All right, we're now on the sequence break. Pure torture, as Super said in chat. First half of the level, we're just doing as normal. We want to sneak and then be loud enough that we get heard there. You maybe saw the red flash on the screen. That's the hall monitor out there, the guy patrolling the hallway, hearing us but not seeing us, which is what we want. See, now he's looking for us instead of being down at the end of the hall, which means that when we go downstairs, he's going to now be at the end of the hall, whereas if we hadn't done that stomp, he would be right in our face when we go downstairs. So it interrupts his patrol and puts him in a spot where we want him to be without us really losing any time. And we're able to just run on through. See, there he goes, down to the end of the hall. This level, I would turbo movement here, but it's such tight quarters that it's really not worth it unless you're doing just IL grind. Eventually, we will, like I said this at the beginning, this category is essentially brand new. We will eventually get it down to be considerably faster than any percent, because as you've seen, we can literally just rocket straight through half of the levels here. Maybe not half, maybe a little less than half. But still, many of the levels you just completely skip. So I'm looking forward to this category actually getting a little more attention and other runners maybe even coming to run it. I would absolutely love that. Super, actually, if you're interested, I can show you how to set it up so that your controller can do the turbo movement. It's really easy. You just set L1 to turbo every other frame when you hit a specific button. I would not recommend setting that button to L1. Maybe make it like R3 or something. Okay, we're setting up the sequence break here. We basically just want this lady to think that we're inside of this house. Come on, grab it, grab it, grab it. I saw you looking. She's gonna grab it. Yep, that's it. That's it. Da-da-da-da-da. So basically what just happened is we convinced this lady that we are inside of this house with a locked door that we ourselves cannot open, but she can. All should be to have the power to open locked doors that we can't open, and we actually just sequence broke the heck out of the game right here. Watch this, watch this. It sends us to a level that doesn't exist. And then the level we just came from is actually so broken, you can never revisit it on this save file. So definitely the game has just been like snapped in half. And then the game is like, okay, we don't know what to do. They finished mission 2, so it just doesn't even prompt us to do all of the levels that we would normally have to do after finishing mission 1 there. We never did finish mission 1, even though we hadn't unlocked mission 2, because we're able to get the lady to do our work for us. Normally you take a screwdriver and open the electrical panel. This is an auto-scroller, by the way. So I'll explain what happened. Normally, to get mission 2 there, you need to use a screwdriver to unlock an electrical panel, turn the light off in that hut, wait for the guy to get mad about it. He comes out and opens the door for you, unlocks it from the inside. But you don't even get that option until mission 2, until you unlock mission 2, which is way later in the game, normally, right? Like about 20 minutes later into the run is how it used to be compared to like the old route. But yes, now, we actually just get the lady to open it for us, and once that procs, we're able to get mission 2 right away. That sends us here to the little girl's mission. We are now playing as Harumi Yomoda, stuck in this very same house that we were just in, the Tabori house. Oh, we lost the mom. Let's check on what the whole fam is doing. Tomoko, the girl in the red jumpsuit, is just drawing on the floor. Don't do that. I used to do that, like, all the time when I was a kid, so... Alright. It's a happy family. Alright. Let me grab a little water here. This is, again, just a complete auto-scroller. I have done some work to try to skip it. It's showing some promise. Super, I don't know if I've ever told you about this, but so you wait for the mom does this thing, right? She will like turn on the TV and then crouch down. If you let her turn on the TV and then wait for her to just begin like the first frame of her kneeling down animation and then interrupt her by like running into the next room, she will get up, right? She'll jump up, she'll follow you for a second, forget about you, and then come back and she'll kneel down and then immediately get back up instead of watching the TV. Well, watching the TV. I mean, what are we watching here? Anyway, let me get some water. So yeah, I've experimented with ways to skip this auto-scroller by doing that. So far, it hasn't worked because the dad will always catch you. If you get her timing early, someone else is always going to get you. So far, I haven't been able to avoid that, but we'll keep working at it. Hopefully, someday we can skip this auto-scroller because it is like, I don't know, like a minute 15 of just straight up auto-scroller. Yo, Majora12, thank you for subscribing. Halloween. It doesn't work though, yeah, Super. You'll always get caught by somebody if you get the mom out of the way early. I've messed around with it a lot, but still no luck so far. But I'll keep messing with it. Hopefully someday we can actually get something useful. So we just say D's and skip past her. Okay, she's not yelling, so I'm actually going to retry checkpoint right here. Someday. That would be pretty cool, right? Also, the 180 glitch that you can get right back there when you do the retry checkpoint up here. Sometimes Harumi will do a 180 and appear downstairs for some reason. So I haven't been able to do anything useful with that, but someday in 100% runs, we might actually be able to do something with that. That'd be pretty cool. Hopefully we get stamina here. Sniffle. Thank you. Okay, perfect timing then. Now we just take off running. We're going to do a little setup here. This is definitely harder than it looks. Or I don't know. This used to be a lot harder. Now it's not even close to like the hardest thing we do. There's so many like hard things now in the run. Years ago, this was like one of the hardest things you could do in the run, and now it's not even close. Now Tabori skip is probably the hardest thing you do in the run consistent. Like everyone does. That's just a part of the route now. You know, that does not differ runner to runner. Everyone does that now. Okay, we are going back to the school. We got a library. We got the worst, or the second worst outcome, which is Harumi hiding in the library, and the gamer, the hall monitor enemy hiding in the toilet. The worst one you can get is when the guy's not in the toilet. It's very slightly slower, even still, just because you have to fight the guy. So hopefully Harumi will be a cool kid instead of a nerd, and will hide in the toilet instead of the library. I'm going to zoom. Whee! I actually forgot I could do this on mission 1. We're just gonna... Excuse me. Oh, I thought... First, here, I'm gonna hide so we don't get shot here. Okay. For a second, I thought that was the gun guy yelling. That would have been pretty interesting. We're gonna retry checkpoint right here so that we get our health, stamina back, and the guy out there reloads so that he can shoot us in the face. Yippee! Okay, go ahead and shoot me, pal. Alright, shoot me. Thank you. Again, it is actually very slightly faster if you do get shot there because it knocks you off the door and forward staggers you, so you're actually like gaining movement. Oh, let's zoom. Duh. Whee! Okay, there we go. Get around the corner. Getting stuck on corners and bonking in places is actually a serious landmine scattered throughout this run all over the place. There are places where you'll bonk, where you'll like get snagged on a corner, all kinds of stuff like that. So the movement is actually, in a lot of spots, it's way more precise than it looks probably. Try to get around this lady. We're good. Okay, so we're gonna look at, yes, we got a toilet, let's go. Okay, so the green cross there means that we can say with certainty that the game, I'm actually just gonna skip this guy and just go straight to the end. Did we get, no, we actually turned. So we have to unlock this door right here, the fire exit, and that's how the next level is unlocked. There we go. Okay, so we skip past both of them so that we can just fight this guy by himself. One more. Nice. And because Harumi was a cool kid and hid in the toilet, we're actually going to save some sweet, sweet time here. You love to see it. You love to see Harumi hiding in the toilet. So yeah, you ever watch a Siren runner like me or Super or anybody else who runs the game, you're going to hear them say toilet a lot. It's basically, or toire in Japanese. You're going to see that or hear that a lot. Or you'll see us resetting sometimes. Hello. Alright, hall monitor gamer. Okay, there we go. So hopefully we can be loud enough that Harumi hears us. Okay, she was facing us. That's actually really good. Sometimes what'll happen is even though you got the toilet, you'll lose a ton of time because Harumi just decides to sit there and ignore you. Like, she'll be facing the wall, and you have to make enough noise. Shouting does not work most of the time. You have to, like, run and stomp and make enough noise that she will actually turn around and look at you. Yeah, you'll see a lot of this, people like praying essentially when it comes to this level, because there's nothing we can do to make her go to the toilet. I've tried hypnotic suggestion. I've tried like whispering into my microphone. You are thinking of a waterfall. You are thinking of a pitcher pouring water. You are thinking of the gentle waves of the ocean. Trying to like convince her to go to the bathroom. All right. Whee! Okay, so we shot Simon there, and now his partner Garfunkel is going to kindly help us off the ladder. Thanks, pal. What a gentleman. See, chivalry isn't dead, guys. I'm going to just run through this as normal, and now we can turbo. There's another kind of turbo that I'm going to show off right here, where you just zoom like that. It's very slightly faster than just running in a straight line. I'm going to do this real quick. Get this guy to just yell. And then we're going to Glock his friend while he's still on the wall. Yeah, that's a normal position. Looks good to me. And then turbo our way out of here. Hello. Goodbye. Oh, no! Ah, we're in the classroom. Oh, my God. Okay, no, we're good. Okay. Now we're going to run as normal. Because the stairwell kind of gets you stuck. So it's not really worth. She drives, again, like I've said before, she drives way off to the side. It's kind of hard to control her. She doesn't drive straight. Can you grab the thing? Okay. There we go. Oh, she's stuck. Okay, there we go. We're going to come through this door, and then I'll turbo like that, and now we can do a crouch turbo. Oh my goodness, he's making creature noises. We unlock the door. We're good to escape. We don't have to deal with Squidward tentacles. We will fight him now on mission 2, right here. The moment you've all been waiting for, I'm sure. It promises to be the event of the season. We're going to have our epic final showdown with Squidward. The Krusty Krab is unfair. Mr. Krabs is in there. Isn't that how it goes? Yeah, power to the sea creatures. Anyway, I'm actually going to ignore Simon this time and just zoom. Whee! And the reason that we fight Squidward on Mission 2 is because we need to get into the library where Nerd Harumi was hiding. And in there are going to be 2 of these types of gamers, and they will actually stun lock and kill you. Oh no, I did the thing. I can't believe it. That's an amateur mistake. But yeah, I know I'm not the only one as well who does that sometimes. I locked the door and then unlocked it. Oopsie. But yes, we're actually going to have to get into the library, and so to avoid getting stun locked into oblivion, I'm actually just going to kill Squidward, which kills everyone on the level. Nice and easy. Quick and lemon, easy peasy squeezy. Yes. We're just going to cut off Squidward here. Oh, dude, where is he going? Oh my... Alright, we're good. No, they're right in the way. That's okay. We're gonna have to slow walk past one of them. When you walk across a dead body, and well, dead, they get back up. That's something you should know. We're usually too fast in the speedrun for it to affect us in any way, but sometimes you'll be able to see that. They do get up. And it does suck. In the 100% run, you deal with that a lot, actually. So now that Squidward has been put down, we've grabbed the book, we learned how to read, and we even grabbed the tool to escape the level, or to grab the key that allows us to escape the level. We are now going to crouch zoom our way to justice. So yeah, as you can see, because she drives so much to the side, we kind of have to zigzag, making it only very slightly faster than just a normal straight line running. Only very slightly. Sometimes it's actually slower again, so some levels we don't even bother, especially escort missions. There's just... Okay, we got stuck there. There's just no reason to try to do this on an escort mission. Oh, frick! Sorry, that kind of scared me. We just zoomed straight into the arms of our lover, Squidward. Are you gonna yell? He's just... Oh my god. Okay. Usually he pops off there at the end. I was kind of waiting for him to do that, but... He's just staring at us instead. Probably because we made contact with him. Alright, we are now coming into the end game. We've got 3 levels left. I'll call out when time is approaching. I'll call out the last level for you, Jugachi. I'd just like to say right now, thanks to everybody for watching. I've really enjoyed doing this run. There is still a little bit left, so stay tuned. And then we've got a lot of cool runs still coming up yet, so definitely stay tuned for that. I'm going to go super risky, 100% balls to the wall. Let's do this. I missed it, yeah. Let's try that again. We're on a really good pace, though, so I'm totally cool with that. Nice, there we go. We got it. No! That's a first. Yeah, you could even hear that she got hit, but she still hit us through that, so that's interesting, but no big deal. We're just going to set it up again and go. Yeah, did you see that? That was pretty weird, huh? I mean, it happens, but... Yeah, she's on the right side if you do the turbo movement here, by the way, so it only barely saves you time to do turbo. However, we can just turbo straight through her instead of having to wait for her to die there, so that's good. Now we retry checkpoint to get our escortee Yoriko, who is best girl. We get her over here. I will not hear any Yoriko slander in this house. We stand Yoriko. We don't actually stand Miyako, but we do stand Yoriko, of course, because Yoriko's the best. Oh my god, oh no, oh no, oh no! Yoriko! Don't run! Just stay there, my love! Don't get in the way, oh my god! What is she doing? She's trying to die! Oh, frick! No, Miyako! Or Yoriko, come back! Come back! I'll change, I promise! I can change by LCD sound system plays in the distance. Can you come here, my friend? Okay, we're gonna have to fight him over here. Alright, come here, pal. Oh my god, this game is just such a joy, such a distinct joy to run. I love it. Mwah, I love Yoriko. Sorry. Yes. We are now escaping the level. We have grabbed hold of a folding saw to cut these planks to escape, and we just have to wait for Yoriko to catch up with us, and that's it. We're through. I'm on pace to actually beat my any percent PB, I think. Actually, there's no fancy way to do it. We just scroll all the way down for this one. I want to say, I am actually on pace to beat my any percent PB here. So that's good. That's definitely good. And that's just because we didn't try to turbo every level. We only turboed the levels that would actually be faster, so okay, we can kind of zoom here. Does she catch? Yeah, she does, okay. Oh, we just got something interesting there. Okay, so this one's a little more dangerous than the others, but we're gonna bait 5 shots here. I know a lot of runners only bait like 2 or 3 and then they wait for the reload, but I'm pretty sure it's actually faster to bait all 5, isn't it? I'm not 100% on that, but I think so. The more I do it and the more I've done each of them, I'm starting to realize, yeah, it is. I'm pretty sure it is faster to just do all 5 instead of wait for the reload, because then you're in a position to just take off running right away. Oh, that's fine. We got the sneak attack there, only had to hit her twice. Now we grab the object from before. This is that same house that I showed the cutscene of our escortee, the gal removing the object from that door so that we could get inside. Now we call Yoriko to us. Fight the... Oh, she's on the right side. Why are you on the right side? Bizarro lady. My eye is itching, but I have to not scratch. These are the lengths that we go to bring you this showcase. Alright, we're just gonna fly ahead right here. Never quick attack here, by the way, because you can snag on this wall on your right, and then if Yoriko catches up behind you, you can actually get stun locked and die, like, really easily. So don't do what I just did. Never quick attack right there, unless you're sure you're far enough away from the wall. You like strafe walk to your left or something. Never quick attack there otherwise. Wait a minute, we might be able to break this, she says, and then if you watch the cutscene, she'll actually say, let me see that, the door, she means, the gate. And then she uses an object that she grabbed earlier when we were the professor and we hit her in a spot. She picked up an object, and that's why we have to hide her there. And she breaks it open and says, I knew this would happen. I saw it in a comic book once. Actually, in Japanese, she says, I read it in a manga. Okay, we have to do the backup here. That's fine. There we go. Fun fact, as the little girl, you actually cannot take damage. You will just instantly be grabbed and die if you get too close. So that skip right there is kind of manka. It's probably harder than it looks, I guess. Once you do it enough times, a lot of the stuff in this game becomes really easy that you would normally think would be kind of hard. Just because the game is hard. Okay, that should be stamina. Good. She runs out of stamina really fast as well. I wish we could turbo movement through this. This is a really long, just a bunch of like running segments. Yeah, exactly. It's hard to learn, but easy to do. And then even after you've learned it, it's really easy to mess up. That's how a lot of the stuff in this game is they're not that hard to do. It's not like, I mean, most of this, it's not like frame perfect tricks, right? But that being said, a lot of them do have like really thin ranges of frames, so it is actually really hard. Or really easy to mess up, yeah. Some of them are really hard, though. Like, there are bullet dodges that I didn't do. The turbo movement is itself really hard because you can't see. There's no visual cue. You have to kind of just go based on feel and try to detect. Also, time is coming up. Sorry, time is coming up in about 10 seconds. Sorry, Jugachi. I know I said I would give more of a warning, but yeah, here comes time. As Harumi escapes back out into the real world, and everybody else is stuck, and that's time. GG.
GG.
All right. That was not too bad. That, I'm pretty sure, beat my PS2 any percent run, so that's pretty decent. Thanks for GG's, guys. How about a little, like 30 seconds of an anime cutscene?
Let's go, anime.
Yeah, anime. I remember when I first saw this as a kid, because I played this game when I was like 9 years old. Don't do that. If you have a 9-year-old at home, don't let them play this game because it's going to scare the shit out of them. But yeah, me as a 9-year-old, I'm like huddled under my blanket. I wait for my parents to go to sleep and then power on the PS2 and play this. When this cutscene came on, I was like head banging, throwing my controller, shitting my pants, exploding. Just going crazy. But yeah, that's the end of the run. Thank you guys for watching. I guess we can also, because we finished way ahead of estimate, sorry about that again, by the way, I did think it would take longer. But yeah,
You're just too good.
I guess we can real quick check on the fortune, the shrine fortune. I always do. Oh, let's see our IGT as well. I am curious to see what my IGT is here. I'm gonna guess a 35. It's not even a 35. Wow. Okay, 36. That's okay. Yeah, there were a lot of deaths in this run just because yeah, it's turbo. It's highly experimental, so you get what you get. Someday we will actually have an optimized turbo category. So I'm going to now real quick check on what we call the Shrine Fortune. When I do runs of this game, I usually do a prediction in chat on what the outcome of this is going to be because it's random every time, and it kind of gives you like a fun horoscope. It's not really a horoscope, it's because it's literally just generated at random. It has nothing to do with what day it is, your birthday, or anything like that. Item 45, and let's see what we get. Ooh, we got the very bad. Let's go. So, here, I can read that out loud here. The leaves of winter turn to rot without seeing the light of spring. That which you desire is never to be had. He whom you await heeds not your call. Ask a woman for that which was lost. Journeys will end where they begin. Trade is destined never to succeed. All scholarly pursuits are futile. Beg for pardon in feuds and quarrels. Affairs of love will change to war. Illness is sure to lead to death. Marriage will not take place in this life. Darn, we got the really bad luck. And then at the bottom it just says Mizu Hiroko Jingu, which is just Mizu Hiroko Shrine. But yeah, that's it. That's all the run. Too bad we got the very bad fortune. There's good, bad, very good, and very bad, and we got very bad, but that's okay because this run was actually very good. I hope you all agree. I hope you all had a good time watching. It's been my pleasure to bring this to you. Siren is a great game. Anyone who watched this and was like, I want to do a Siren run now, you can. I have a speedrun explained video on YouTube. You might have to search through like 6 results. Not exactly a big YouTuber, but if you find it eventually, that's probably the best resource for learning the run if you're interested. Or just DM me directly. Join the Siren Speedrun Discord, which you can find on speedrun.com/siren. And I'd be happy. I'm always happy to teach people the run. Great speedrun community, a lot of years of history as well, pretty much ever since the game came out. Basically, the game kind of encourages real-time attack. There's actually an RTA mode in the game. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, guys, and thanks for Jugachi for putting this together. Thanks to everybody who's donating. It's a good cause, and I appreciate you all reaching the donation incentive for Turbo, and just in general donating and showing your generosity, your care, and your attention to all of these fantastic speedruns that we're getting to see here. So thank you all for watching. I'm super excited to see the next run coming up. I believe it's Joko, right? With
Yes.
Resident Evil 4.
Yep, you are correct.
Nice. I hope we get to see. I know he's probably not going to do Special 2 costume because it's not legal for speedruns because Ashley gets the armor, but hopefully we get to see a nice Resident Evil 4 run. Very, very cool categories in Resident Evil 4, original and remake, which we'll see remake later on tonight. But yeah, thanks guys for watching. I've been Casual Speedrun. Mwah! Happy Halloween, and I'll see you next time.